And now I feel like you kind of have to tell him the rundown of this week of yours.
So, Gabriel, I had the worst week of my life, and it almost concluded with me dying on Friday, and I'm not joking.
Sean, are you ready?
Yeah. I was waiting.
Thank you. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for verbal
Oh,
confirmation.
God.
Is dying. Anyways,
Not again.
hello. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Breaking Points, giving you motorsports coverage beyond the checkered flag. And this podcast specifically, just NASCAR coverage beyond the checkered flag. Sean is dying once again, but he's fine now. We're sure about it. About 50% sure. But what? What the jellies? Love. You can't. Can you do that with your hands? Can you do the jellies with your hands? No?
I can't. I can't.
You can't actually see it that way, but it's.
What?
Are y'all not double jointed?
I'm not.
Or is that just hyperextension that I deal with every day? Yes! Gabe knows how to do it. Yes. Okay. This is posted on YouTube. The first 10 minutes of every YouTube video is literally combed for that. Anyways, that's a fun way to start off this episode. But we've got breaking news. When do we not? We have Haas, which is expanding to 3 cars next year in the O'Reilly series. And they're starting that 3rd car off with Dean Thompson. Now, the number has not been confirmed, but I've seen people say that he is either going to be taking the 14 or I believe it was the 98. I don't know what the significance of the 98 is. I'm assuming the 14 is just 41 backwards.
The 98 is the last number that they had before they went to just regular Haas factory team.
Oh, so then that makes sense then. But it's not confirmed either way. And then we can also assume that they're going. Actually, did they confirm the lineups? I know they confirmed Dean's going to be there, but did they confirm Cole staying?
They confirmed all of them.
Okay. Then we got Cole Custer staying in Cup Series, Sam Mayer staying in the 41, and Sheldon Creed staying in the 00. Yippee. Thoughts?
I'll go first.
Wealth of knowledge.
I'll go first.
I thought that was your point.
I'll say this: Toyota's leading drivers. Like it's. I don't want to say this like that. Like it's necessarily turning into a one manufacturer series, like in Nationwide O'Reilly. Sorry. But obviously Ford doesn't exist anymore. You got Toyota, you got like the TGRs, and then you got Dean Thompson and Harrison Burton. And I just wonder, and Dean Thompson's a pretty good driver, in a middling equipment. So I just wonder how they're gonna replace him. And again, I just think that like O'Reilly's just turning into a just Chevy, like one make series or something like that, whatever they call it. I don't know. It's just. But good for Dean Thompson. Good for Dean Thompson.
Yeah. Expanding to a 3rd car with Dean is an interesting choice. I mean, I know he brings the funding to do it, but that's not who I would have gone with first. I mean, when we're thinking free agents who are on the market, Nick Sanchez just finished 6th at Iowa, which granted before everything was panned, but still, you have Nick Sanchez who made a pretty good playoff run in a B plus Xfinity team, and then in the Truck Series made the playoffs in both of his years. I don't see why you don't at least try to go for that, personally.
See, so that's what I was making the face for. I can see why Haas would go with Dean to start up this 3rd car because, as you said, he brings funding. But then I can also see Nick Sanchez taking his seat because we've kind of determined Nick doesn't have a lot of funding behind him. But since that team is already established, they're not building from ground zero. I can see them putting a lower funded driver in that spot now. I don't know. Last time we tried to bet who was going to be in a car, we were severely incorrect. And that was on a different podcast. Y'all don't want to know. Y'all do not want to know. It was so bad.
Wasn't it when we were betting on the 48 big machine car?
You weren't here. You were not in that episode.
We were so wrong. We were so wrong. I remember we were betting on Corey Heim pulling up in the 48 after they sent Nick Sanchez to the Shadow Realm, and then turns out it was the Eye Doctor.
Yeah, which is
what the frick?
How's that turning out for you guys? That was a horrible decision. Not gonna lie. Where's the
Eye Doctor right now?
No clue. We're talking
23rd in the standings.
But hey, you know who is doing good? Corey Heim with 2 wins in the Cup Series. So maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign that Nick Sanchez is going to go and get a better Cup deal somewhere, and he's going to pull up and win first try. But other news we've got, the 2027 partial schedule is kind of out. So we have the Clash, which is going to be the day before the Super Bowl on a Saturday, February 13th. Daytona is going to be on the 21st, as we've kind of established last week. My bad, the website was wrong, but I admitted I was wrong. No, not the NASCAR website. The website I was buying the tickets from was wrong. If you would have watched last week's episode, you would know that I went in and I said, hey, post-recording Bailey here to admit I was incorrect and Sean was right. I also put in a whole bunch of memes.
As always.
You are not always right. Sorry. You are not always right. Actually, funny enough, today you are left. You're on the left side of my screen. So that's what happens.
On Friday, I almost left this world.
Yeah.
I will be milking this.
Please milk it. It's great. I love death jokes. The Daytona 500 is the 21st of February. I always have to mention Phoenix Raceway races is going to be on March 14th, but it's special because it's going to be the Desert Double once again with IndyCar. Despite their dislike for it, they can shush. Haha. I just like doing that. What else is interesting on here? The Bristol Night Race moves to August. Wow, that got really close, Sean. I saw you when I wasn't even looking at Zoom.
What was close?
Yeah, I can see you because my window goes onto my Zoom screen. But yeah, so Bristol is not in the playoffs anymore. RIP. They kind of asked for that, though. I'm pretty sure the track itself said, hey, we don't want to host the chase anymore. Watkins Glen is back where it belongs in September. Thank God. And we are not exactly sure where we're ending. We're pretty sure it's Miami. It would be hilarious if it ended in Talladega, though. I think that would be funny. Imagine that's the race that ends. That would be so hectic. It would be really short, though. So that's the unfortunate part.
We're catering to the bottom of the barrel if we do that.
It's fun, though. Imagine. Obviously, that's not the full schedule out right now. There's legitimately nothing in May. Well, when I say legitimately nothing, we have one thing on May 2nd, and that's Texas. But the entirety of May, the entirety of June is just gone. So, assuming this is not fully out. If it is, that's unfortunate. Oh, and one thing that's really cool, the Truck Series is going back to St. Petersburg. So, IndyCar, suck it up. One of our support series is going to be your support series too. So, thank you. Y'all got thoughts?
Yeah, New Hampshire's in the chase, which I quite enjoy New Hampshire. Um, I like I don't know, like I know you've expressed your opinion on New Hampshire, Bailey, in the past, but I quite like how New Hampshire races. That's my opinion, though. At least in the next gen. I don't know. Like obviously 2024 was the rain race, but I think 2025 was a fairly straightforward event that was pretty watchable. I like the product it had. Same with 2023. So that's a change I'm excited for. The Clashback at Daytona, I really hope it doesn't turn into what it used to be, as in like a 200 some odd mile test session for teams who were good enough the previous year. If they improve on the package, then I'm all ears.
Yeah, similar thoughts on the chase. Me personally, similarly, I like New Hampshire. Dega, pretty late in the season yet again. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I just think that late into the season, having Dega there is gonna start a lot of drama for the chase. I don't see anything special on here, so I'll just leave it as is.
Nice. Well, then we're gonna jump straight into the O'Reilly's race. Gabe, how much of it do you remember?
Quite a bit.
Enough to carry?
Because I did watch the some of the highlights when I was on break. Yeah. You want me to go ahead and just tell you that, or anything else to say?
I'm just asking how much of it do you remember and if you can carry, because if not, I can try to carry. I was getting burnt. So I was swimming all day.
I can talk about it. All right.
Sick.
Early on it was let's start with pole position. Ryan Sieg. Ryan Sieg started off in pole with Ross Chastain alongside him. Obviously, Mr. Ryan Sieg is fighting for a playoff spot, but we'll leave that for later on. Basically dominated the first stage, even though early on Nathan Bird spun on lap 27, and then Jesse Love did Jesse Love things. I'm just joking. Jesse Love just spun half spin, missed his stall, and then did speeding. Jesse Love things. Unfortunate Jesse Love things, and then whatever. Ryan Sieg dominated stage one, and then pit road. Yes, pit road. We all love pit road. Absolutely sucked. And then got jumped by Sheldon Creed, Justin Allgaier, and Sammy Smith. And oh man, and then his brother, Mr. Kyle, spun like 5 laps into second stage, with not much pressure in my opinion. And then it was Justin Allgaier and Sheldon Creed for the rest of stage 2. Basically, we went back and forth with the first with the lead position. Justin Allgaier ultimately bested Creed after Creed went high early in the hundreds, 100 laps ish, and then just cruised to a stage win. Now, final third stage was there's so much cautions. I'm gonna just start naming them. Anthony Alfredo, that's first one. William Sawallick. Next one. Carson Ware, Cody Ware's brother, I think. Unbelievable. LeVar Scott, Brennan Poole spun by the eye doctor, Mason Maggio, and then towards the end, Mr. Jeb. Was it Jeb? Oh no, I skipped Corey Day. It was Corey Day, and then it was Jeb. And then was it Jeb? Did Jeb spin? No, Jeb didn't spin. What the heck? No, it was Corey Day overtime, and then stupid. Like, was it overtime? No, Jeb did spin. What the frick am I talking about? I'm actually tripping right now. Hold up.
I mean, Corey, friend of the pod, did spin at one point, and I think so did Jeb.
So did Jeb, and it was overtime, and then oh my goodness, Mr. Ryan C can't catch a break. Justin Allgaier got spun alongside, like just a lot of cars, just like spinning right into the wall after Chastain spun his wheel on the restart. Walpo took the lead. And then, second overtime restart, he just cruised to the win. For Carson Walpo, it wasn't much of a challenge towards the end. Obviously, he had to do good enough to be in the position to get lucky. As my old coach once says, you got to be good to be lucky. You got to be lucky to be good. So good for Carson Walpo, but overall, like towards the end, it got like a little bit like spinny, people just like spinning around, like a fidget spinner or something. There you go.
They turned into a dreidel.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the truth. I literally kept turning it off and on, and every so often it would be like someone else was spinning. And I was like, obviously, because I was swimming, and I would just get out of the water. I'd be like, oh, who's leading it now? Oh, it's still a caution. Oh my gosh, Sean, you're manifesting.
Well, I'm just having a drink.
I will post the picture because I was freaking crying. I added it to my board, by the way. Gabe, while you were talking, I don't know if you saw this. Sean posted in our chat. You should look at it and then look at what he's drinking and tell me what you think. But I did. I will tell you right now. I have officially. You can't even see it. Hold up. I've added it to the board. It is in the board. So
I
randomly,
have thoughts about the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race of the highlights that I have not caught, but I will just say a few highlights of the results I found based on nothing really. Nick Sanchez P6, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Part-time schedule, and he throws together a solid run. I'm not sure if overtime played into that. I mean, I'm seeing Sam Hunt Racing double top 10 and Alpha Prime top 10, so maybe I'm thinking overtime did play into it. But the good runs for a lot of guys who don't really have a lot of great runs. Might have mentioned Carson Brown on NOAP's debut, P15. Not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
And as Gabe, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for interrupting, but I'm gonna add a little bit. Like, I'm just gonna say this. Like, there were 12 cautions, right? 72 laps under caution on a 250-ish lap race. So, like, for about 3/8 of the race, you see that mental math there? About 3/8.
That's our engineer.
I don't know if that's correct, to be honest. I don't know if that's correct. No. More like 30%. More like 30% of the race. We were under caution. Right? You can tell that like I'm struggling to keep count of the cautions, like with how I'm forgetting who spun towards the end. Jeff Burton and all that. There's that,
Yeah, it's a little bit above 30%. It's like 31, something like that. If my math works, but it doesn't. Anyways, Gabe, you were right. Jesse Love did Jesse Love things, and that is why he got you a 35th place finish, because that's who you were supposed to root for. Yeah. We love when your car hates you. So, Sean, do you remember who you had?
No, not at all.
All right. Well, you either had Derek Lenke or Nick Sanchez.
Oh, I
Who
had
do you
Nick
think was yours?
I had Nick Sanchez. I know that for a fact.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. How is it that Derek Lenke still somehow performed better than Jesse Love in 26th? That's insane. On debut.
Jesse Love isn't a good driver. That's why.
I'm gonna cut that out because I'm still talking with Casey about getting him on the fucking show.
No, keep it in. I want Jesse Love on the podcast, and we're going to grill him. So like, Iowa, huh? Yeah, that sucks. Why aren't you any better?
I mean, not that I'm a Jesse Love apologist or anything, but he was 60 laps down because of a car issue.
So why couldn't you have been a bit more proactive as a driver? You know, like a good ones would have been a bit more proactive about preventing these like engine issues.
Why didn't you go to school for engineering, man? Why didn't you go to become a mechanic?
Why did you drop out? You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, insane.
Also,
why didn't you just keep driving?
By the way, Gabriel, 27.7% of the race was run under caution.
27.7. Yeah, my math sucks. You know, future engineer over here can't do mental math. Ooh. But
I will move on to the standings of after Iowa. So the top 8 remains mostly the same, like we mentioned last week, other than Sheldon Creed moves up to 3rd ahead of the aforementioned Jesse Love. Love had an all right, not really that great day, and Creed ran pretty all right in the stages. Then we have Parker Retzlaff in 9th, still not locked in. Sam Mayer in 10th. William Sawalich and Brent Cruz are both tied on 598 points. Then they're both 1 point ahead of the cut line, Taylor Gray, in 13th. And then they're a further 14 ahead of Raja Caruth, who got his first top 5 with JRM. That's another thing I want to mention, too. Friend of the old pod, Raja Caruth. Is it a stretch to say I'm kind of disappointed with how he's done this year? Like, obviously, I know that he's splitting the 32 and 88 car, but he's had a fair number of starts in that 88 car that won 10 races last year. Obviously, I'm not expecting Raja to win and do what Connor did last year, but at the same time, the fact this was his first top 5, I expected a little bit more, and equipment as good as that, especially.
Yeah. That's not something far to say. I'm not gonna lie. I've told my dad, I'm like, why is he not there? And it's unfortunate, but I understand what you mean when you're saying like that. I will say I was pulling for him in the end, but then that overtime restart, he was nowhere. Kind of.
Have we mentioned that Carson Kvapil won back-to-back? Did we mention that he won?
We did say that he won,
but I kind of
back-to-back.
neglected saying that he won back-to-back. You know, like I kind of like
there was a break,
unprofessionally neglected. You know?
There was a break. There was a week off, but I will jokingly say that I did text in our group chat right after he won, saying, "Damn, he wins one race and suddenly he's Dale Earnhardt Sr."
Yeah, well, let's not go that far.
Yeah.
What are the odds he wins? Not next week. What is the next O'Reilly's race? It's not Richmond. Is it New Hampshire?
I think so.
Daytona.
Oh, that's right. It is Daytona.
The last one.
What are the odds? No, I don't think he'll win Daytona. But that'd be funny as heck. Nah.
But there's a chance he's not that far off. He's like, what, 15 points off? You know? But like, here's the thing. Like on the topic of like how he performed, like I'm looking at the standings right now, and there's like a clear separator in terms of like top 5s between like the guys in the above the cut line and below the cut line. You know, you see Taylor Gray, Raja, Sieg, Ryan Sieg, and Anthony Alfredo. These guys only have like the max is Taylor Gray with 3, Raja has 2, Ryan has 1, and Alfredo has 2. right? But the guys above the cut line, like it's like 8, 7, 5, 4, 6, 6, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8, and 14 for Justin Allgaier. Justin Allgaier doing Justin Allgaier things. But if Brent Cruz has more top fives than you, then I think you probably don't really deserve to be in the playoffs. Like, kind of my opinion. So, like, I don't want to hate on nobody, right? Quite honestly, a literal child who missed 4 races earlier in the season because he was not eligible for them. So, like, just a little tidbit,
My friend and I keep joking. We're like, this child is literally stomping on these guys, and then he immediately goes and screws up something. That's always our joke during the race. It's so stupid. And I'm like, we need to stop saying this. But, oh no, it's only a matter of time, Sean, until Josh Berry shows up.
One down.
One down. I don't know if I'm actually going to post that picture. I think I'm just going to leave it so no one actually knows what we're talking about.
Do not. It is such a niche reference that even if you post a picture, nobody's going to get.
No, I don't think I get it either, but I think it's hilarious.
Anyways, this is moving on to the Cup Series race, which I haven't, unfortunately, because of how my week went, I have no funny notes about the race. I took regular notes. I know. Wings have been cut off of the Angel. I can't make any good jokes. But yeah, I think the major implication the race started with was Tyler Reddick just straight up lost it on lap 4 and collected a bubble driver, Eric Jones. And that's the kind of the theme of this race. A lot of bubble drivers. Ryan Preece just did not have a good day. AJ Allmendinger was slow. Daniel Suarez was slow. Shane Van Gisbergen spun on his own. That's pretty much what this race was. Ryan Blaney nonetheless dominated the first stage. As we continue going on, Bubba Wallace had great short run pace and took the lead, but under yellow, he spit on pit road and just didn't have a good recovery. Bell took the lead and then took stage 2 victory. Then from there, Blaney led, but Bell ended up taking the lead back. Then in pit road, despite the fact that, ironically, on the replay angle, Bell and Gibbs entered their pit boxes literally at the same exact time. Gibbs came out ahead, but with a 2-tire call. And with how the day had gone in Iowa, with tire fall off, you were not going to beat them even with such a tire offset. So Ty Gibbs held on for the win because of a lack of a tire fall off, and Bell couldn't pass a car.
His 7th second place of the season,
which is joint number 2 all time for most runner-up finishes in a season without a victory.
I will say this because we keep joking about the memes that get posted about Christopher Bell's lack of ability to take the checkered flag first. I will say that there is one post that is kind of manifesting for him and trying to say he's going to go winless in the regular season, but then go on a 10-race win streak for the chase. So you do have one person in Reddit who is trying to help, but the amount of people that are posting negative memes on it are also very funny. I'm not going to lie.
NASCAR Reddit,
so yeah.
famously a very rational place.
Oh, yeah. And this is like 4 different NASCAR Reddits that I'm looking at for this. There's some that are being posted in the Formula One Reddit. It's insane. I'm like, brother, no one knows who Christopher Bell is over here. Like, no one knows who this dirt racer is. Like, chill out. I don't even know why they posted it in there. That's beyond the point. But yeah, Eric Jones being taken out ruined my friend's day. That was unfortunate. And then Kyle Larson doing Kyle Larson things and taking out your teammates. Yeah, love that too. Hendrick just kind of sucked this entire race. 4 out of 5 of them were absolute dog crap. And yes, I said 4 out of 5 because I jokingly decided to include Carson Hocevar as the 5th Hendrick car in that conversation. Brother. Legitimately, why was it only William Byron that was okay? Like, no one else was good. And that's also saying something. But yeah. Gabe, you got thoughts?
Yeah, no, I had time to calm down after I witnessed my driver do horrible things on my work break after surviving a 5-hour shift and subsequently having 6 more hours on my shift, and an hour of driving commute in Vancouver traffic. If you know, you know. Idiots. But I just, here's the thing. I can't even get mad. At this point, I'm looking at, I'm looking at the standings, in terms of laps led, he's like the 4th driver. In terms of top 5s, he's the tied 2nd driver. In terms of top 10s, well, he's a little bit further down, but he's tied 6th, I think. And I just don't understand why we can't finish off, just close out, just be a closer, right? We can't, I understand part of it is strategy, right? Giving him 4 tires definitely dropped him, sent him, got him behind Ty Gibbs, right? There's no disputing that. That's my low light of the day in terms of pit crew, horrible crew chiefing. But in terms of driving, you had so much chances. I just, oh my goodness, I'm not angry anymore at this point of the year. I'm disappointed. I got all my anger out of my system so long ago. I'm just disappointed at this one. I'm discontent. I'm discontent. I'm just whatever. On a better note, AJ Allmendinger, good finish for the guy. Not that it's going to make a difference. Josh Berry, another good one. Tyler Reddick. Oh, Tyler Reddick. My goodness. This guy got 5 wins and he sucks. He's 4th in the standings. Can you believe it? Earlier in the season, we said, just give him the regular season championship. No way, Jose, right? He's in 4th, right? Denny Hamlin's so far up ahead in 1st, So yeah, there's my tidbit.
Yeah, and like you mentioned with Denny Hamlin as well, Hamlin going into this race, there was questions on whether or not he and Briscoe, for that matter, were even going to finish because they were having brake pedal issues. But they just didn't give up. They kept clawing at it, and Hamlin comes out with a top 5 finish. And like you said, he pads a lead in the regular season standings, which we'll get to later. But Hamlin with a great day. Talking about Josh Berry too, it's his first top 5 of the season and first since New Hampshire last year. I think it's a shot on the arm for him because he's still searching for a job. There's questions as to whether or not he's going to even be in NASCAR next year. So I think a good one for that is definitely something to be looking forward to for Berry. And I want to give a shout out to Trackhouse bar Shane Van Gisbergen up because I mentioned he spun on his own I think in stage 2. But Zilich was the lead Trackhouse guy for most of the day before Ross Chastain did a solid strategy towards the end. He came home 7th. And Connor Zilich, though, I will say he came home 11th, which is his joint best oval result, combining with Atlanta last year. So Atlanta summer. Good day for Trackhouse. And yeah.
Also, I was going to add on the Christopher Bell thing and be like, oh, he's got the 3rd most laps led, before then realizing, actually, no, he has the 4th. But that also made me look down a little further that Kyle Larson has the 2nd most laps led, and he is in 10th. Again, washed. This is
Yeah,
just
no,
this is just the
we need to
dog
have
on
a
Kyle
similar
Larson episode.
conversation, like with Larson, with what we're having Bell. Obviously, like y'all like to poke fun at me because I'm Christopher Bell fan,
No,
but Kyle Larson over here, like after like a championship season, he's like no wins, 8 top fives, which is still respectable. It's not a horrible number. It's still respectable. Tied 6 with Bell for top tens. But like it just doesn't look good. Like obviously having laps led means you're up there, but you're just not winning it. Which again, like I don't think Larson's gonna miss the playoffs per se. He's not gonna miss the playoffs. He's not gonna just like I'm trying to pull reference, but I can't. But I just think that we should be talking a little bit more about like the number 5 is like regressing. It's just rough for the guy.
I will
not
mention
to speak something into existence, though. Not to speak something into existence. But he did go down 2 places in that one race. So, in theory, if he crashes out the next 3 weekends and say Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain, or Brad Keselowski goes on a freaking rager, or Eric Jones, I'll throw Eric Jones into that mix. I wanna manifest that for Eric. Assume one of them goes on a spree of a lifetime. There's a chance. And as someone who likes to speak things into existence, I am going to speak that into existence. I would love for Kyle Larson to miss this. Because imagine the conversation about people being like against Joey Logano, how he's only a playoff champion, and then he makes the playoffs, and then Kyle Larson, who not a single person has ever talked bad about for the playoffs. Well, not a single. I definitely talk bad about it, but that's beyond the point. He misses it the year after he wins his second championship. I think that would be the funniest turn of events. So I'm putting it out in the universe. What if?
it's not impossible, but I will say when Joey Logano missed the playoffs in 2017, despite the fact he won Richmond, like after he had a season collapse in 2017, that was so funny. But that's besides the point. He missed the playoffs. He finished inside the top 20 twice, from Richmond Spring in April to Richmond Fall, which was the cutoff race, which is crazy. But the next year, Joey Logano won his first championship. So,
well, to be fair, 2017 was an off year. It was an odd year. He wasn't going to win it anyways.
well, I mean, this is an even year for Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson wins odd years.
Kyle Larson, 2021 champion. Kyle Larson had his best next gen season in 2023. Kyle Larson, 2025 champion. And now that we're back to a more full season focused format, if he has his best next gen season in 2027, he might be a champion.
Or considering the fact that he's thinking about not racing a NASCAR race because of Knoxville, he will be ineligible for the playoffs. Boom. See, I've really thought about everything here, guys. AKA, I'm thinking it as I go.
What I was going to mention before we got onto this whole Larson talk, Denny Hamlin has an average finish of 8.3 right now, which is the season best by far. His best average finish was in 2021, which was an 8.4. If he can keep that up, he might have an average finish in the next gen era better than something in the late Gen 6 for Joe Gibbs, which is crazy because 2021, he only won twice, but he was just so damn consistent. Now this year, he's winning a lot, and he's really damn consistent. So I'm not going to say that this is Denny's year because every time you say that it's a curse, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
What are the odds that Ty Gibbs somehow takes this?
And like,
I swear, if Ty Gibbs gets a championship before Denny, I would retire on the spot. I would
honestly,
fall off the face of the earth.
that's a good segue for the standings because the top four that are locked in is still, Hamlin, Gibbs, Blaney, Reddick. But that's to mention Hamlin leads by 103 points over Ty Gibbs. He moves up 2 spots with that win in Iowa. And Ty Gibbs has put together a really good season. Like if we're going to look at average finish, Ty Gibbs has an average of 11.6, which is a third best in the series. Isn't leading as many laps, but he's always up there. Ty has 10 top fives on the season and 15 top tens. And I'm going to say for Blaney, he's still holding in third. What's your fact check?
He also has the most stage points. Ty Gibbs has the most stage points out of everyone.
And that's a huge thing for the standings as well. That is a great explanation for why he's in second as well. And then going down to Tyler Reddick in fourth. Yeah, we'll mention he could have been a lock for the regular season title a month ago. Like the whole talking point, which is true. Crashed on lap 4, and that signifies his points position. But then we have Chase Briscoe moves up to in 5th. Bell in 6th. He moves up 4 spots. He had a good points day if we're going to ignore the runner-up again. Elliott moves down to 7th. Hocevar from 5th down to 8th. Buescher maintains 9th. Larson moves down to 10th. Byron in 11th. Suarez 12th. And we get to the cut line here. Like I mentioned, a lot of the bubble drivers had bad days, so there's not much movement here. Joey Logano 13th. Bubba 14th. Van Gisbergen 15th. Austin Cindric 16th. Then we go below the cut line. Ryan Preece, he is 29 back. And Ross Chastain has a good points day for that 7th place finish, moves up to 18th.
Poor Eric. Poor Eric Jones. I'm still upset about that. And I literally picked him to win. I was so upset. I mean, he wasn't my 36 for 36. Actually, who was my 36? I think it was Noah Gragson, just because I wanted to get him out of the way. Brother. But my point that I was going to get at here, when I say poor Eric Jones, Gabe, I am so sorry. You had the double whammy. You had Eric Jones, who wasn't last. Last was Tyler Reddick. So at least you had that. So that means, Sean, do you like your odds?
Who do I have to pick between?
Cole Custer and Carson Hocevar.
I feel like I had Carson.
You did, which was in 31st place. What do you mean Cole Custer is our highest finisher? In 28th place. What do you mean? That is our high. Brother. I remember when we got those, and I was like, oh, you guys got the good ones. Of course, I would get the whammy. Apparently, I didn't get the whammy. Y'all got whammied. What the heck? You know what? It's fine. I'm not upset with getting Cole Custer. I am referred to in one of my friend groups as the only Cole Custer fan. So that's the fun joke. But yay. Are we ready for this weekend?
Just a moment. You can talk about something else while I get this ready. I guess I was zoned out.
I mean, I'll talk about something.
Please do.
Mr. Joey Logano. He's sitting in 13th on the standings, but he did get 41 points out of the weekend. You guys were mentioning him like in the talk about like Kyle Larson wanting Kyle Larson to miss the playoffs. Fun fact: he's the 5th. He leads the 5th most. He leads the 5th most laps. Right, with 439, which is crazy. That's more than Chase Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Carson Hocevar, Buescher, obviously, William Byron, and Daniel Suarez, obviously. and whoever's behind him. But
I will say,
to me, I think.
Sorry, keep
Go ahead.
going.
Oh, I was just gonna close out my thoughts saying like I think Joey Logano can do pretty good in this year, like if he continues his good quote unquote good consistency.
But closing out the regular season, I do agree. Like Richmond, New Hampshire, especially, those are very Penske favored tracks that Logano could do pretty good. But take the laps led stat with a grain of salt, though, because he did lead 320 laps at one race alone, which was Wilkesboro. Which that's to say, Richmond, New Hampshire, those are. I think Team Penske have those races circled for Blaney, Cindric, Logano to do really well. But yeah, that's to say. Yeah, I think these next few races at Richmond are going to be ones that Penske have circled. I have the wheel ready. So, like we mentioned,
share his screen.
Shut up. Like we mentioned,
No.
we have. Sorry. I don't. That's the Northeastern in me. Sorry about that.
Rip.
Going to the Truck Series, we have some notable entries. Nick Light's in the one Tricon. Disney Spurlock is back in the Team Rayum number 2. Connor Hall in the 4. Corey Heim is back. He is in the number 7. And then we have Mason Massey doing his first truck start in the McAnally 20 entry. Derek Lemke in the 22. Elliott Sadler in the Unk truck, number 25. Casey Klein is back in the 27 Rackley War. Parker Eatman in the 42. Christopher Bell, Mr. Kirk, is in the 62. Tristan McKee making his debut in the 77. And I can't see it because of the Zoom overlay. If there's any more below that, there we go. Caleb Costner in the 93, and that's about it. So I'm going first.
So sorry, Mr. Kirk.
Give me the 16th entrant, which is Daniel Hemrick. I don't mind that.
Also, before I delete this, I would like to point out, Gabe, both of your drivers from last week finished in 35th. I just think that's a little funny. Talk about consistency.
It's not that funny.
And just to note, everybody, there are some open entries here, like the 20 truck for Mason Massey, the 27 Rackley War. Those trucks, there are only 36 entries for 39 trucks. So 3 of them are going home. So if you get one of those, keep that in mind. Anyways, Gabriel, Keep that in mind because you're going next.
I was going to say, if we get an open entry, should we roll again just in case?
No.
Nah.
Okay. You just get 39.
Fun fact, Mason Massey just won in Portland.
He did. He won the ARCA West race after the Nitro teammates collided on the last lap. Sorry, 7th entry. That is Corey LaJoie.
Oh, rip.
At least they're not going home.
Definitely not.
All right. Bailey, you're next.
Watch me get the worst one. Watch me get an open entry.
You get the 31st entrant. That might be Tristan. Let's see.
Yo, if I get Tristan.
Oh, it's Spencer Bull.
Ew. I'll say it.
At least you don't get Mr. Second Place.
All right,
he's only Mr. Second Place in Cup Series. He likes to take candy from children.
All right, who are we all cheering for in Richmond trucks? Let's see. Who are we
Austin Dillon.
Truck Series.
Oh, all of us are rooting for this one?
We're cheering for the 25th entrant. And we're cheering for Parker Eatman this weekend.
We are all cheering for Parker. We are all cheering for Parker Eatman to make it out of qualifying.
All right.
To make it out of qualifying.
Luckily, the 42 truck is full time, so there's no worry about that. The only notable entrant for Cup is Josh Bilicki in the 66. I'm going to divvy up the wheel. Get rid of 39.
We gotta change his name. We're back to our normal shenanigans.
All right.
It's Michael Jackson.
Bailey, you're
Half
going
of
first.
Michael Jackson. Am I going first? Yay.
You get the
That's
26th
not.
entrant.
That's
You get
that's
Eric
not
Jones.
Austin Dillon. I'll take Eric. Now I swear to God, Tyler Reddick, if you take out Eric Jones, I am personally coming to your doorstep.
If someone's going to get Austin Dillon and they're going to get like an actually good Austin Dillon role here. And Gabriel,
I
that
know.
might be you, the second role here.
Or this is the 1 year he doesn't win.
Unbelievable. I don't believe it.
That's not Austin Dillon.
The 18th entrant, and that is Bubba Wallace.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
I'm in for a dud here, aren't I?
Nah, you're in for Austin Dillon.
Just give me Noah Gragson. Just give me Noah Gragson.
No, you're gonna get Austin Cindric.
No, I got the 24th entrant.
Dang.
That is
Custard. No. No. Sean is banging his head against the table for those audio
Okay.
listeners.
who are we all cheering for?
Austin Dillon.
Are we all cheering?
Oh, that was close.
Oh,
That
Daniel
was pretty dang
Suarez.
close.
We're going Daniel
Number
Suarez.
7.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Dang.
Anyways.
Also, whoever is doing the outro today, which is not I, we are not on NBC. We are on USA.
Is at the NBC contracted time slot, which is also on USA. That is NBC.
Well, the NASCAR website does not say NBC. It says USA.
Because they're on main network.
Yeah.
He's rich. He has main network. Y'all don't have an antenna?
It's cable.
Crazy.
It's
Yeah,
cable.
who pays for cable? Who pays for cable?
Hey, ball.
Like the main antenna NBC is now USA. In the Northeast, that's how it goes.
Oh, that's not here in the Southwest.
Anyways, I'm doing the outro. Richmond this week. Yay. Bye.
Wait. And now I feel like you kind of have to tell him the rundown of this week of yours.
So, Gabriel, I had the worst week of my life, and it almost concluded with me dying on Friday, and I'm not joking. Yeah. So that was my week. It could have gone a little bit better, but hey.
Could have gone a little bit better. It could have gone a lot better. Oh man!
The entire time, Gabe's face is just getting progressively more and more concerned.
Yeah, that's another thing. You know how funny it would have been if I died on Friday?
You know how funny that would have been if we're just like, well, because Gabe would also be late today. And then just be like, where the fuck is Sean? You're not answering. I'd probably pull up and just straight up try and call Jane. And I'd be like, tell him what the fuck. And she's like, he's dead. What do you mean?
God, that would have been a Debbie Downer, huh? Yeah, I don't think we're filming on Monday if that happens.
No, it's just breaking news, guys. Our resident statistician is dead.
With no one to fact check us, someone please join.
Yeah, someone please. Yo, for the resident stats guy, it would be really bad if you actually got dumber. At least for our sake, that would be really bad.
For my sake, the fact that I want to go to law school and I'm getting progressively dumber would be a really bad thing. But I guess that's the way to look at it too.
That too. Was the race good?
The race was good.
I would love to read it.
What?
I would love to read about this race.
Oh, it's my turn. It's my turn to do rallies. Oh shit, I actually forgot.
Have you ever seen it?
Team what?
My sleeve?
Oh, sick. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a tie
What's
against
up?
draft now.
Do it!
God, like only good drivers are allowed to do that.
Hey, he's a good driver. He's a champion, is he not?
Ryan Blaney 2023 proved you don't have to be a good season to be a champion.
You don't have to be a good season.
You don't
I
have
didn't
to be a
realize
good.
drivers could be seasons.
You don't have to be a good season to be a champion. Shut the fuck up.
I have started rewatching Harry Potter. I have not watched Harry Potter since 2010.
You gotta watch old NASCAR races.
I've already watched the entirety of the 2001 season. I have already rewatched the entirety of the 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2016.
Well, the 2020 and 2021 Xfinity and truck seasons are on, and 2021 Xfinity, absolutely cinema. You gotta watch it.
21 Xfinity Championship?
Well, I mean, yeah, you already know. Well, no, I'm the season in general, but yeah, the championship race is also a banger.
Okay. I'm currently watching the 2020 Cup Championship because I know who wins it and I like who wins it.
Oh, that race sucked. That race blew.
No, not that race. I'm watching that championship. The entire season. I do not rewatch single races, my guy. I have so much time on my hands.
I know.
I am watching everything.
But when you say you're rewatching the 2020 championship, like it's called the championship race, the finale. So that's kind of like a
okay, yeah, Phoenix wasn't cool. Phoenix isn't cool like that. At least now we have an actual name. Freeway Insurance.
Yeah.
Which I found out why they do that. It's because they really like Daniel Suarez. Like they have a partnership, Phoenix Raceway, with Daniel Suarez.